first, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. We are live here every weekday, starting around 1 p.m. Pacific, going throughout the afternoon, talking about all kinds of topics. We cover a wide range of things here on this show. And so, again, I appreciate you joining us. We are live on YouTube for the Fox 12 Oregon channel. We're also live at KPTV.com and on the Fox 12 Oregon app, so plenty of places to watch us and then also share these segments afterward. And right now, we are talking about the Oregon Symphony and a concerto that is going to be debuting here, a West Coast debut here coming up October 5th. And we're going to talk all about that and everything associated with it. But we've got our stars here with us right now. We've got Andy Akiho and Jeffrey Zeigler. And Andy and Jeffrey, thank you very much for joining us here today, and always appreciate having great conversations with talented people like yourselves. And I want to get into this, and I think to start off, Andy, for those who may not know, you are local and also world-renowned, and a composer with the Oregon Symphony and so much more. And if you don't mind, could you tell us just about your role there with the Oregon Symphony and also about what this is all about, this concerto?
Yeah, I'm composer in residence with the Oregon Symphony. I've been there for a couple of seasons now, and it's nice to call Portland home and to work with the incredible musicians with the symphony. This piece is called Nisei, and it's featuring my friend and a considered brother, Jeffrey Zeigler, who you see there. And we've been doing projects together for a little over a decade now. And it's really cool that we got to put this piece together, this concerto featuring him and Oregon Symphony being one of the co-commissioners of it. We just premiered it in Sun Valley Music Festival back in August 2nd. And so this will be the West Coast premiere, but we're also recording the piece for a CD to come out soon.
So it's going to be recorded at the same time while you're doing that. And talking about that, I want to talk about the relationship that you just mentioned there, 10 years, because I think that's really fascinating too. But for you being here, in Portland and performing this, does it add a little bit of extra excitement to it to have it here? Or how does it feel for you just to be able to do this with this audience that's going to be coming out to this?
For me, I'm really excited about this because I can't wait for Portland to hear Jeff. I know he's done gigs there in the past, but I think it's going to be really nice. All my close friends and working with the symphony and having Jeff rock out there, I'm really excited about that. And for me, it's like a home show. Portland's one of my homes, so between New York and Portland, I feel like it's definitely a home turf show, and I'm just really excited to share that with the community there.
Something else to ask, just for clarification too, is the name, Nisei. Can you tell us what that means and why that was important for you to name it this?
So my friend gave me a tour of I think it's the Japanese Museum on Nato Parkway. And I had to turn in a name that day, and I happened to go to that tour. And I was seeing all this stuff about Nisei, but also just the general term of that, not the historical kind of reference that was with World War II and all that. This is just because Jeff and I are both half Japanese, and we're considered second generation. This piece is kind of about a little bit about that too, subconsciously, and us being musicians in this classical world and both being half Japanese, I think it was the appropriate title. So.
Yeah, it works out, and I think that's really fascinating. You just happen to be going to the museum, and then like, oh yeah, okay, this clicks. This is what it's going to be. Well, for you and Jeffrey having been friends, I believe, friends are performing together for 10 years, I think it was. So you guys have been performing together for a long time. What is it like when you're composing something? Do you have Jeffrey in mind while you're doing that? Is that who you hear playing that? Or is it just you start going through it and you're like, okay, yeah, this is a part for him?
Yeah, the whole thing's for him. So I'm picturing every note for Jeff, you know what I mean? And what's cool about working with Oregon Symphony too is I know a lot of those musicians, so I'll even picture some of them, and because I want that conversation between Jeff and the orchestra to be fruitful, It's that's part of why we do this, is like these these experiences, sharing that with the musicians on stage, with the conductor, with the audience, and Jeff and I getting to work together to polish this thing, you know. But it's just rooted in all these years, over a decade of working together, and working with previously existing stuff, and we've changed things working with that. But starting on a new piece from scratch was really special for me, and I think for this experience.
And Jeff, from your side, coming into something like that from scratch and knowing that it's your buddy that composed it, what goes through your mind when you first hear about this or start seeing what it is that you're going to be performing?
Well, a great deal goes through my mind, actually, whenever I pick up a new piece of music, but especially this one, because as we've already mentioned, Andy and I have been through so many experiences together, both as performers, colleagues, sharing the stage together, but also with me as a performer and him as a composer. So in so many ways, this piece is like a culmination of so much of our body of work that we've been building together. And one thing I would like to add, as far as both being second generation Japanese, half Japanese, I feel like that this collaboration is so much about our journey together, parallel lives in this country, and so many experiences and ideas and musical journeys that we've traveled separately and apart. So I'm really excited to be able to share this piece with Portland. One other thing I would like to add is that Andy, because we've done so many things together, I love the fact that he was thinking about me for every note, but I think clearly he thinks that I'm a far better cellist than I actually am, because this piece has really stretched me in so many different ways. And it's been a really beautiful process to be able to bring this piece to life.
Well, when you're being challenged like that musically and as you mentioned, you're being stretched like that, you're performing, but at the same time, something I think that's really interesting that you mentioned is that, this one in particular has a bit of that personal journey because of you both being half Japanese, Nisei, second generation. So when you're performing, is something like that going through your mind as you're there on stage? For an ordinary person watching, we don't know that part of it. So are you thinking about that while you're actually performing there with somebody like the symphony?
Yes, and so many things. My mind is going in so many different directions. It's thinking about the now, making sure I'm playing in tune.
That's like important.
That's important. But also trying to transport myself to a completely different place. I feel like as a performer, part of my job is to be almost like a tour guide. But the first step is for me to go on this journey first. And if I can transport myself, then I feel like in some way the audience comes with me. At least that's my hope.
I think that's a really interesting, and thank you for sharing that perspective too, because again, that's not something that a lot of people are going to understand. I mean, we go to the symphony, you see the performances, it's amazing, but hearing that insight like that is great. And Andy, for you being here at the Oregon Symphony, and as you mentioned, you even know some of the performers there, that you're thinking through that. What do you think it is about the Oregon Symphony that makes it such a unique place? And what do you think that this brings that's, I guess, unique to this piece that you would like people to experience?
Well, it's interesting because I think I'm more known with the symphony and a lot of my colleagues as being a percussionist and writing a lot for percussion, and there's zero percussion in this piece. And so even the percussion section in the Oregon Symphony, they're like my best friend. They're some of my best friends. And there's no percussion or timpani. And I even wrote most of the piece in the timpanist's house, John Greening's house. I work in his studio a lot over there. And so I wrote most of the piece there. Basically all the piece I wrote there. And there's not even timpani in it. But that's a unique thing, I guess, on this. It really focuses on strings and the woodwinds and the brass, and then obviously Jeffrey on this. Yeah.
Well, ultimately, you're going to have family and friends there, and obviously the public is going to be out there to see this. This is being recorded for an album. So there's a lot that's happening. What is it, though, for this one in particular that you would like people to walk away feeling or having experienced after witnessing this and being there for this concerto?
I want them to have an experience, but I want it to be personal for them. I don't want to try to narrate how they should interpret it. I know that's pretty like vague to say, but I just feel like music's so abstract like that. I want to give them chills or whatever. I want Jeff to give them chills and just have this really personal experience. But I don't want to try to navigate, and it's not a narrative piece, giving a story about Nisei and stuff, but it's more of a abstract personal journey. It's in 3 movements. They all kind of have a different character. The third movement's the longest by far, and it just want that arc and that narrative, the abstract narrative, to take over and hit the subconscious, and we have some kind of experience from it. But it's going to be different for everyone.
It's a really exhilarating work, and you mentioned the third movement. It's the by far the longest movement, and it has an incredible arc. Right in the center of it is a huge cello cadenza, and the build up to the end is really exhilarating. And so I really hope that the audience walks away thrilled and enjoying the beauty of the work. And I think for a lot of the cellists out there, I would imagine that there's going to be a lot of cellists who will want to take the piece on in the future.
What do you think it is about classical music in general, and which is a broad statement there? There's a lot of kinds of classical music, but in particular, what do you think it is about classical music that is so important for people to come and experience in person?
I'm happy to
take that, Jeff.
Take that one, yeah. Because I think that with the sophistication of recording and the internet, music is able to spread across the globe in a tremendous way that we've never seen before in the history of music. But there's no substitute from the live experience, actually being in the room and hearing all the overtones dancing around in the air and seeing the performers, especially the cello soloists, sweating on stage just a matter of feet away. I think that it's more than just the pitches and the rhythms and the dynamics. It's a very human experience. The more I've been playing music, performing on the cello for many decades now, and I'm very humbled to say that the more music I play, the less I understand it. It's extremely abstract, but it means so much to every single one of us. And so to be able to be in the room and to be able to share in that experience is there's just no substitution for that. And hearing the live stream later on, but when we do record it, please do check out the recording.
Absolutely, yes, because you're not always going to be nearby to go watch you all perform a live version, but when you can, it sounds like that's something that is a different kind of experience altogether. Well, Andy, this is going to be again here in Portland at the Oregon Symphony for everyone to go watch. What would you say to everybody out there who maybe they haven't gone to a symphony before, or it's been a while? What would you say to them to encourage them to come out and see this and feel this performance live?
I really think they'll enjoy it. And I know it's new music, we're in the classical field, but I think we're speaking to our generation right now, because we're alive right now. We're making this together, and we want to share that with the culture the vibrant culture that's already in Portland, and we just want to grow that more. I think everybody should be there and come out and support, but also they'll be part of the experience. They'll literally be on the album too. So we want the audience this is a whole city effort. Jeff and I have done a lot of work with this, and now we want to give it to y'all, and we all have this fun experience together. But come out, yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing, and congratulations to both of you. Obviously,
Thank you.
Very amazing careers, but to be here together and still performing together too, and obviously, seems like you guys are kind of buddies, so that you may tolerate each other a little bit there.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Granted, you're not in the same room, so I don't know. But
Yeah.
but no, I think that's incredible. Yeah, when you have somebody like that you can partner with and that you know and you trust and you can perform with, and that's pretty amazing too. So I want to say thank you to both of you for joining us here on Fox 12 Now. I really appreciate the conversation. Looking forward to it, to seeing the performance, and yeah, guys, thanks so much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much for
pleasure
having
talking
us.
with you.
Absolutely. And for everybody who's watching live, again, this is Fox 12 Now. We're live streaming. We're going to take a quick break. We cover a wide range of topics. A little bit later today, we're going to be talking about the Oregon Charity Championship Golf Tournament. So we've got 3 different nonprofits that are going to join us and discuss the work they do. But coming up at 1:30, we're going to talk about some gadgets. So I said it's a wide range of topics. We've got Eric Goranson from Around the House Northwest. He's going to talk about some new products and gadgets and things for your kitchen and bathroom. You may want to check out. I love anything tech, so we've got that. But we're going to take a quick break so you can come right back to whatever platform you're on, whether you're watching live or watching this afterward. Either way, you can find us right on, well, wherever you are. Thanks for doing that. We'll be back in just a little bit. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.
Thank you.